Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good, good, good. Just check on something. Yeah, all right. Good morning. What I want to look at today is in reference to height and handling. And when I say height and handling, what I'm talking about is the everyday lifting that you may have to do. Picking up conduit, for instance, picking up your box of tools, um, shifting your toolbox from one location to another, carrying trays of racking, whatever else. Okay, boxes of saddles, and there could be heavyweight or spacer bars. So, what we're looking at is the everyday lifting that you need to do. Now, you need to remember that if you are doing lifting, you must be in the right position to lift to minimize injury to your back. Now, if you're 17 or 21, you won't feel it now. You'll think, oh goodness me, I could go on forever. But when you reach 45 and 55, then you begin to feel it, and then you begin to wish you had taken the notes that they had given you on your health and safety earlier. But by that time, it is too late. Okay? So, all I'm saying to you is to just listen, employ what is being said, and see how you can make the most of it. Okay? Right, let me get to work. 1 second. Yeah, let me get to work. Mm-hmm. Gotta bring this. Okay. Okay. Now, what I've decided to do is to create a video in regards to a verbal exposition of what I'm saying in regards to the video itself. And whether or not this is going to work, I have no idea, I'll be honest with you. But what I can do is try and see what comes up. And we are humans, we try to see what works now and again. Okay, we're still carrying on with sitting gills. And what I want to look at now is height and handling, and aimed and objective of this session to be able to identify and deal with potential hazards when working at heights, lifting and handling. Okay. Review of tools, planning and equipment. Now, this is something you would already viewed, and we looked at this in tools mainly. Okay. And again, the video for tools is already there. Right, the Working at Height Regulations 2005. Now, you need to check that the regulation is still the same for any modification or adjustment that may have been made due to changes in regards to the IEE regulations. Okay? And see whether or not whether as leaving the EU, whether that has made about any kind of additional changes in the IEE regs. And that is down to you to find out. Check, check, and double check at all times. Okay? I cannot emphasize that point enough. Right. In 2005, 2006, falls from heights accounted for 46 fatal accidents. Sorry about that. I always forget to do something here. It always gives me trouble. Right. Right. Excuse me a second. Let me just recap for the video. Okay. Yes. Sitting gills. Okay. and we are looking at height and handling, aim and objectives, to be able to identify and deal with potential hazards when working at heights, lifting and handling. And yes, I did forget to turn on my camera again, and it flashed me. Okay. And again here, you've covered this section in tools, okay? And we did cover something on regulation on EWR. Right. As I was saying, the Working Height Regulations 2005. Now, in 2005, 2006, falls from heights accounted for 46 fatal accidents at work and around 3,250 major injuries. They remain the single biggest cause of workplace deaths and one of the main causes of major injury. Okay. Now, here, what happens that we're trying to keep you alive when you go to work, and we're trying to make sure that you return back home in one piece. Do not do anything silly. Do not run in a factory. Never run in a factory. That is the surest way of getting yourself seriously hurt. Now, the regulation requires duty holders to ensure all work at heights is properly planned and organized. All work at height takes account of weather conditions that could endanger health and safety. Those involved in working at heights are trained and competent. The place where work at height is done is safe. Equipment for work at height is appropriately inspected. The risk from fragile surfaces are properly controlled, and the risk from falling objects are properly controlled. Okay. Now again, check with the Health and Safety Executive information to see whether or not this information is from 2005 to 2006. Let's look at the information from 2021 to 2022, for instance. Has that figure changed or has it gotten worse? Okay. You tell me. Now, step ladders. Keep 3 points of contact when using step ladders. When working from a step ladder where you cannot maintain a handhold, a risk assessment can justify whether the task is safe or not by taking into account the height of the task, is a safe handhold still available on the step ladder, whether it is light work, whether it avoids side loading, okay? Whether it avoids side loading, whether it avoids overreaching. Never overreach on a ladder. If you overreach on a ladder, you're going to fall. That is without a doubt, okay? And in my experience, I can tell you that for nothing at all. Never overreach, okay? 3 points of contact can mean 2 feet and 1 hand, 2 feet and body supported by a D-ring, as shown in the illustration, or 2 feet and body supported by the step ladder. Okay, you should always be able to hold on to part of the step ladder. Never move the ladder. Now, step ladders. Now, we take a lot for granted. Okay, and we shouldn't. Before you use a step ladder, are you fit to work at heights? Is the ladder in good condition? A step ladder in good condition has feet firmly attached, clean threads, secure locking devices, secure fastening when it is extended. A step ladder in good position is fully open, is locked into place, will not move at the bottom, stands on a surface that is firm, level, clear, dry, not slippery. And you should always have somebody footing your ladder, apart from a step ladder, which you does need footing, of course. But if you have a extension ladder, then yes, remember you will always have your apprentice or somebody foot in the base of the ladder to avoid it slipping. Do not go up an extension ladder without it being fully supported at any point in time. It is for your safety. Now, ladders, make sure you are fit to work at heights. Only work on a ladder for a maximum of 15 to 30 minutes at a time. Yes, because you get pressure in the sole of your feet, which begins to give you problems. So be aware of that. Always grip the ladder when climbing. Do not overreach. Keep both feet on the same rung or step throughout the task. Do not work off the top three rungs. This provides a handhold. Try to keep the 3 points of contact with the ladder at all times. Now, here we're simply showing you ladders of various types and support, the length, the angle, and so forth. So a 1:4 ratio, okay, basically against the wall. If you're 4 feet up, then you're going to be 1 feet out. If you're 4 meters up, then you're going to be 1 meter out, okay, from the wall to the base of the ladder, okay. That is the bottom of the ladder on the ground in respect of the height of the ladder against the wall, okay. Now ladders, there are a number of key safety issues concerning with ladders. If working on electrical equipment, it's safest not to use aluminium ladders, as aluminium conducts electricity. Now, remember that, because you won't believe the amount of people that actually forget this simple rule and get themselves into trouble, not realizing that, well, I didn't mean for that to happen, but it did, okay? So wooden ladders should be checked for broken or missing rungs, broken or missing styles, broken or defective ropes. Rungs should be clean, ladders should never be painted. Ladders over 3 meters long should be secured at the top or bottom. Ladder footed by another person, as I've said before. Ladder should be erected at angle of 75 degrees approximately, and ladders used to gain access to a platform should extend beyond the platform by 1.05 meters. Again, check that the regulation is still the same in regard to the IE regs and ladder conditions. Again, your guide will give you a lot of information on this. Electrician's guide, that is, okay? Okay, tower scaffolding. Never use a tower as a support for ladder trestles or other access equipment in weather conditions which are likely to make it unstable. Okay, when towers are used in public places, extra precautions are required. You'll need to put up barriers, minimize the storage of materials and equipment, etc. in that area. Okay, remove or board over access ladders to prevent unauthorized access. Now, tower scaffolding. Okay, now tower scaffolding needs to be well secured, because as you go a certain height, you need to be sure that these are supported basically at each angle to stop the tower from toppling over. Okay, the tower will not stand up by itself on a straight line. Now, I relate a tower to those massive cranes that we see built on building sites. One of the things that I find amusing is the fact that those cranes never seem to waver or never seem to sway. I mean, how do they stay so still? I know it's steel, so forth, but I have always been under the impression that the higher you make an object, the taller it is, the more chances, the more unstable it becomes. So what makes those cranes so stable. Okay, just a little wondering thought for myself. Manual handling operations regulations 1992. Now, the employer's duty is to avoid manual handling as far as reasonably practical if there is a possibility of injury. Measures to reduce the risk of manual handling. Avoid hazardous manual handling. Assess any hazardous manual handling situations. Employees have general health and safety duties too. Follow appropriate systems of work. Make proper use of equipment. Cooperate with their employer on health and safety. Inform the employer if they identify hazards at any time or any place. Take care to ensure that their activities do not put others at risk. Taken from the health and safety executive, get into grips with manual handling. Okay, and check your IE. Well, check your IE regulations to ensure proper implementation, and check the Health and Safety at Work Act regulations 1992 to see whether or not there's any amendments or updating for this information. Back injuries. Back injuries from manual handling are a major cause of occupational ill health in the UK. Using lifting aids can avoid injury, avoid pain, suffering. If you are injured, it may affect your lifestyle, leisure activities, ability to sleep, job prospects. Okay, so look after yourself. That's the first thing. Plan the lift. Think before lifting, handling for a long lift. Consider resting the load midway on a table or bench. Okay, so you make a plan to create a situation where you can put the load to rest if you need to, or but still use a forklift truck or some lifting machinery where appropriate. Okay. When lifting, start your lift with your legs apart, a hip width apart, one leg slightly in front. Make sure you have a good grip of the object. Make sure the object is close to your body. Before lifting, make sure your back is straight and as near vertical as possible. Keep your head up and chin in. To lift, straighten your legs. Do not try to bend from your hips. You lift from your legs, okay? As my two guys over here showing me. Okay. Carrying. When you are carrying a heavy load, keep your back straight, hold the load close to your body, try and distribute the weight of the load evenly, make use of any aid available, etc. Avoiding manual handling. Avoiding manual handling. Check whether you need to move it at all. Consider automation. Think about mechanization. Okay. And thank you for listening. I hope you found this useful. Have a good day. Bye bye. So I'm just looking at okay. All right. Thank you. Hope you found that useful. Again, look at the video as I mentioned earlier, and it's on here. Okay. Right. Thank you. Bye bye.